Hi, my name is Carol Brown Earl, and I live in Dayton, Tennessee. Well, Virginia, I'm right on the border. I lived in Tennessee for almost 30 years. Now I'm just on the border on the other side. Anyway, I'm also known as Kai, which is pronounced Ki, but I actually spell it Chi. So anyway, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me, my background, where I've come from, so forth and so on. And yes, I do have a few notes in front of me because it's complicated and it's long, so I may, check my notes as we go. Anyway, like I said, I grew up in Wayne, New Jersey, and so I guess that makes me a Yankee. However, it's not a Yankee by choice. My family actually hailed from Texas, so I'm a Yankee with Southern blood. So you don't want to get me mad. Anyway, I grew up, fairly normal household for a little while, but then things got rather traumatic, and I had real issues with my sister for 12 years. It was terrible, but I won't bore you with all those gory details. I will tell you that because of it, I had a terrible accident involved with her, and it left me with what's called ischemia in my brain. It's where little blood vessels get closed down, and she had pushed me off a bed, and that's what happened. Went without oxygen for too long, etc., and so on. But I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. 'Cause I never even really understood the effects of it till 2015, and I never even learned about it till I graduated high school. It's real sad. But anyway, I married in 1974 when I was 21, and I had two little girls, Jill and Lee. And also during this time, I had gone to college for a while. I studied political science, which was one of my loves. I grew up, my dad was mayor in the town all through grade school, and so I lived with a politician, and it was just in my blood, and I loved it, and still do today. But anyway, so that marriage ended in 1976. And after that, about a year or so after we were divorced, my ex kidnapped the girls from me. I was living in Illinois and he was in California, and we had settled a joint custody. So when he kidnapped my kids, I didn't have money to fight it. I didn't know what to do. I was lost. And there was a lot of shenanigans that went back and forth with that. But bottom line was they wound up having to grow up with their dad in California, which really wasn't so bad. They lived in Hermosa Beach, California, and got to grow up by the ocean. So I guess it really turned out to be okay, with them. But in 1981, I did remarry. I had two more little girls, Samantha and Jennifer. And I guess I was just doomed to have girls. I always wanted a boy, but I do have grandsons now. So I'll have to accept that. Anyway, for the next decade or so after that, things are okay. I was living a fairly normal life, two kids and a husband, and everything was seemed to be okay. And we moved around a lot. Couple jobs he went through, both of them required him to do a lot of moving, different towns, different states. It was horrendous. But we finally wound up in Bristol, Tennessee area. And so in 1987, I started fundraising in helping daycares. In other words, I give them items and things to sell so that they would get money to purchase equipment and swings and things like this needed for the daycare. And I did a lot of selling in Nashville, Tennessee. And there is where, unbeknownst to me, till I was gone from there and went back one day, found out that, oh, yeah, you were the daycare queen of Nashville. That's what we called you because I had just about every daycare sewed up in the system. But so, anyway, in 1989, my husband actually quit his job because I was only working 2 days a week and I was making more money than he was making working all week. So he quit his job and we opened an actual fundraising company ourselves, and we named it Sam Jan Enterprises after the two kids that we had. And we started helping all the schools, and we put a lot of the other big national companies the school used out of business. Everyone liked the mom and pop, and we were there for them, and we were very successful with it. It was really a wonderful thing. I also discovered maybe that I had a God-given talent, and that was that I could shoot pictures. I just took really good pictures. I don't know why, but like I said, it was a God-given talent. So I became a photographer. I was actually a photojournalist for local papers and have actually also been published. And I just love photography. Even today, I do. It also led me to be able to work in the pits of Bristol Motor Speedway, taking pictures during those races. That was fantastic. And that also led for me to be able to become the track photographer at their drag strip, which is called Thunder Valley. Some of you may know these names, but I was there for several years, and I loved that too. But in 2003, my husband had a fatal heart attack, and I was lost. And for the next 3 years, I didn't know what I was doing, where I was going. I went through so many different jobs and positions, most of them all selling. So I packed it up in 2006, moved in with my daughter. She had moved to Maryville, Tennessee. Um, and there, that was August of 2006. And from there, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was still in a disarray. So I just looking through the paper and I saw that McGee Tyson, they were hiring drivers, cab drivers. I thought, man, I love to drive. I wonder if I could actually do that. Was it dangerous? Was it fun? What am I getting into? I thought, what the heck, I'm going to try, right? A Yankee came out of me. So I met with them and they actually hired me, which I really didn't think that they would do, but they did. So and I met my next husband there also. He was kind of in the same boat I was in, just kind of lost from corporate America jobs and trying to figure out what to do next, the next part of his life, and mine too. And so after he and I were driving there for a little while in 2007, we decided to become professional drivers. And what all that entailed was that we moved new trucks, bobtails, Class A motorhomes, utility trucks, cement trucks, large trucks of all kinds, you name it, we moved them. We would pick them up from the manufacturer and drive them to the dealer. And they were all over the country and Canada. So it was, I love to drive. I always dreamed of being able to drive. I remember when I was a little kid, I used to watch out the windows at school, just wanting to just get out there and drive the whole country, right? So I guess that dream came true. And so it was also a photographer's dream. I had the ability to take so many beautiful pictures of so many different places. I have an arsenal of pictures that I've not even gotten up, on my photography site. But um, anyway, so we did that for many years. And in 2014, my dad passed away the 1st of January, along with 3 weeks later, my only blood sister, full blood sister. And that was just heart wrenching. I was so devastated. My dad was my rock. He had always been there for me. Even when I was a kid, all my life, I could always turn to my dad. So, after their passing in February, mid February or so, when we were getting ready to go back on the road and go back to work, my husband just told me, he said, he says, I don't think I can go back to work. I was like, what? And he just started getting sick. He was getting weaker and everything else. He wound up with congestive heart disease. We tried to see if we could get him a new heart. That wasn't working out. His vascular system was all messed up. By the end of the year, his kidneys started shutting down, and by December 30th that same year, he passed away. So I lost three people in my immediate family in that year. So 2015 was just, I was lost. It was a horrendous thing for me. I didn't know what to do, where I was going. All my grandparents were gone, my mom, my dad, my full blood sister, no aunts or uncles, with the exception there is one aunt out there somewhere, but I don't know where she is. At this point, I don't even know if she's still with us. But so it was like, okay, I'm next on the chopping block. So the buck stops here, which was also a very scary thing. So I began to look back on my life a bit, and the one factor through all of it was because of so much chaos in my life and so many missed opportunities that I had gone through, or wasn't even able to be what I needed to be for my kids, and do the things I should have done for them. Um, I just didn't understand. It was like I realized that it was all because of my thinking that nothing really, was going in and out right. And I didn't understand what to do about it. It was because that ischemia was because of lack of oxygen. So anyway, I had also had this test done at one point where it confirmed that yes, I had problems with reading, writing, communication, things of those sorts, but that my intellect was superior even to those that had doctoral degrees. And that was, um, I'm sorry, dogs and computers just threw me off. Anyway, so I realized that I really wasn't that stupid, that everything was okay. It was just a handicap because of the accident that I had gone through. And in a way, I felt a little better understanding now how my head thinks and what I have to do to get things in, to make things work properly. And I'll tell you, there's never been anything that I couldn't do. It just always took me longer to do it. But even now, the same thing, it still takes me a while to get information in. But once I do, it's like the world is open to me. I can do anything. And I always excel at everything and anything that I take on. And it's a wonderful feeling to know that I'm not as stupid as I thought I was. That I'm really not bad off at all. So anyway, finally realizing, all what was wrong with me, I realized that okay, it's time to take a new lease on life, and I did, and my world has changed fantastically. I know, how to deal with things. I know how to wait on decisions. Um, I just know how to grasp everything properly now, and there just is no stopping me at the moment. And I'm just so pleased and happy with where I am now in my life. And to kind of bring you up to date, I had sold my house in 2017, my retirement home, with that last husband, David, and moved back here to the Bristol, Tennessee area. And I got back on the internet in January 2018. I had been doing a few things in it when I still lived back in Dayton after, I went through all the experience of those deaths. But I just really wasn't getting much of anywhere with it because I just had too many issues in my head to deal with yet at that time. Um, so anyway, so once I got back on the internet in 2018, I started implementing all the proper tools and things necessary to take action to be successful online. And today my future is bright. I feel whole for the first time in my life. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. I have my goals. I'm getting there. Things are finally starting to happen. And I am so happy. The one goal in my life, sorry, the one goal in my life is to finally have a solid relationship with not only my children, but all my grandchildren as well. Because of my thinking problem, I was never really there for them like I should have been. I was never really one they could turn to for immediate help and answers. I just was too wishy-washy. Now I know. Okay, sit down, think for a while, and then I can come up with a good answer. Um, but I'm on my way. I'm realizing that what I'm doing now is actually going to give me the opportunity to go see them whenever I want to. I'll be able to leave them a little something whenever I do leave this world. Hopefully, it won't be for a while yet. Um, and I just feel like, I and them will be able to live their lives free and happy, And that's going to be the gift to my children. And that has been my primary goal in my life for where I am today. And so now you know a little bit about me and uh, where I'm coming from, some of the little hassles I've had in my life. Um, and I'm ready to take on the world. I think everything is coming up roses, and I'm so pleased and so happy to be where I am today. And I just hope the best for you all too. And if I can help you with anything along the way, please let me know. If you want to get us start working online, I can do that for you too. I've got all the tools, all the ways to do it, all the knowledge. Um, it's a whole lot simpler than what you think. But that's me. And thank you for sitting through this long testimony about me. And God bless for now. And if I can be of help or assistance to you in any way, please let me know. God bless and bye for now.